Being a conscript in a global war means your freedom is instantly stripped away. You don't get to choose whether you fight or not, the government makes that decision for you. Overnight, your life plans, whether it's education, career, family, or personal dreams, are shattered. You're no longer your own person, you're a number in the military machine, forced into a situation that could end your life. The fear of death every day. Conscription in a world war doesn't come with guarantees. Every moment is filled with the fear of dying. You're thrown into dangerous battlefields where bombs, bullets, and missiles are a daily reality. The constant anxiety of whether you'll see the next sunrise eats away at your sanity. It's not just physical survival, it's mental torment. No proper training. Unlike professional soldiers who spend years preparing, conscripts are rushed through minimal training. You're handed a weapon and expected to fight like a veteran within weeks. This lack of preparation puts you at a huge disadvantage. Most conscripts are barely ready to hold a gun, let alone survive artillery, airstrikes, or brutal close combat. Witnessing horror. One of the worst parts of being a conscript is witnessing things you can never unsee. Friends dying beside you, civilians caught in crossfire, destroyed cities, and mass graves, all of these leave permanent scars. Even if you make it out alive, you carry invisible wounds for life. The trauma is something that haunts veterans forever, and as a forced conscript, you have no way to mentally prepare. Treated like disposable tools. Conscripts are rarely treated like human beings. To commanders and governments, you're often just a statistic, another body to throw into the grinder. While elites and politicians sit safely far away from the front lines, conscripts are sent to do the dirty, bloody work. You realize quickly that your life is considered expendable. Living in terrible conditions. Conscript life is filled with misery beyond the battlefield. You're forced to live in freezing trenches, muddy camps, or destroyed buildings with little food and poor sanitation. Diseases spread easily, sleep is nearly impossible, and basic human comfort disappears. The lack of proper clothing, medical care, and nutrition makes daily existence hell. Leaving family behind. Perhaps the most heartbreaking part of being drafted is leaving your loved ones behind. You might never see your parents, siblings, or children again. For many, the final goodbye happens in a rush, with no certainty of reunion. While you're stuck in war, your family suffers in fear, not knowing whether you're alive or dead. That emotional burden is heavier than any weapon you're forced to carry. Fighting for a cause you don't believe in. Conscription doesn't ask if you agree with the war. You may be forced to kill for a cause you don't support or even oppose. Being ordered to risk your life for political agendas, greed, or national pride you don't share is one of the most soul-crushing aspects of conscription. You become a pawn in a game you don't even believe in. The constant dehumanization. From the moment you're drafted, individuality fades away. Your name is replaced by a number, your voice drowned out by commands, and your personal identity erased by a uniform. You're molded into a cog in a war machine, stripped of dignity and respect. The longer you stay in that system, the more you start losing your sense of self. Facing modern warfare. World War III wouldn't be fought with old rifles and trenches alone, it would involve nuclear threats, drones, cyber attacks, and advanced weaponry. As a conscript, you'd be on the front lines of highly destructive technology you have no defense against. One wrong step could mean instant vaporization from a missile or drone strike. It's like being forced into a game where the opponent is always 10 steps ahead. The endless exhaustion. War isn't just about fighting, it's about surviving constant exhaustion. You're deprived of sleep, pushed into long marches, forced to carry heavy gear, and exposed to non-stop stress. The human body isn't designed for endless survival mode, yet conscripts are forced to endure it until they break. No real choice to refuse. Unlike volunteers, conscripts can't say no. Refusal often means prison, exile, or even execution. The choice is simple but cruel: fight or be punished. That lack of agency is one of the harshest realities of being drafted. You're trapped between certain suffering and the faint chance of survival. The aftermath if you survive. Even if you make it back home alive, being a conscript in World War III guarantees scars. PTSD, permanent injuries, and shattered mental health will follow you for life. Many returning soldiers struggle to reintegrate into society. For conscripts who never wanted war in the first place, survival often feels like a curse rather than a blessing. Conclusion. Being a conscript in a global war isn't just unfair, it's one of the most dehumanizing experiences imaginable. It robs you of freedom, forces you to fight battles you don't believe in, and exposes you to trauma that never fades. World War III conscription wouldn't create heroes, it would create broken lives, shattered families, and lost generations. That is why it truly sucks to be a conscript in a world war.